doesn't know it, but a year from now, our family will be torn apart.
Hello, you guys. How are you all? So, I want you guys to meet Sarah Grace Patrick. She is 17 years old, and these are her deleted TikTok videos before she was arrested. And yeah, we're going to start the journey down this rabbit hole. I'm happy to see all of you guys. Thank you for being here. Let's just watch a second of this and then we're going to talk. I'm going to tell you all about it. I've gathered a bunch of things. Don't know if we'll have time for everything tonight, but we'll see what we can get through. And the links to this is in the description because we're not going to watch but like a minute or so. And it's 9 minutes of deleted TikToks and to some other things as well. Okay.
Now we'll be far away and won't see or talk to him for 5 years.
I would always GoFundMe. We'll never take your family for granted, she says. So, 17 years old. Imagine being 17 years old and taking the lives of your mother and stepfather and then posting about them on TikTok to become like to grow a TikTok following and then reaching out to other TikTok creators and asking them to cover the case. Imagine taking the life of your mom and stepdad and waiting for your 6-year-old sister to wake up and find them in bed. Okay. Imagine being feet away and not hearing several gunshots. This is crazy, and I can't wait to try to explain it to you guys. MK, thank you for gifting 5 memberships. Thank you. Welcome to the members. Thank you, MK. It is crazy, coffee and skeletons. It is it's awful. Pika says, "Hey, Pika, I know there's no excuse, but did she say why she did this?" No, not yet. All we know is, and I'm going to walk you guys through that too, her dad and grandfather, her mom's dad, grandfather, not her dad's dad, or her mom's dad, has spoken out and said he doesn't believe that she did this. Now, it's been months. This happened in February, and she was just arrested. And a lot of the family members were suspicious. So let me just go ahead and show you. Let's get into it and then we'll talk along the way. Let's just watch a few more seconds of her deleted TikToks. Again, the full 9 minutes is in the description, and the channel Conspiracy, where it comes from, has posted other things as well. So I expected at the funeral. She spoke out. Okay, let's see. She's be here, and so should he. And then their urns. Okay. Now, let's come over here. We're going to go through. I've grabbed a couple articles the other day, actually. So let's just look at all of them. I think that I chose some of them just because of the pictures. But so, Georgia teen charged in parents' death sought help from TikTok influencers. In the weeks and months following the fatal shootings of her mother and stepfather, 17-year-old Sarah Grace Patrick apparently didn't hide from the public. Instead, it appears she took to TikTok, sharing emotional messages, engaging with true crime creators, and urging influencers to draw attention to the unsolved double homicide that had shattered her family's home in Carroll County, Georgia. Hey, Crystal. Now, Patrick is the one behind bars, charged with murdering the very people she publicly mourned online. Now, here's the thing. The police have said, they have left it open that there could be other arrest accomplices, things like that. We're kind of, and it's been months, like I said, so think of the evidence that they have had to go through. Arrested for murder. On July 8th, Patrick turned herself in. Her dad actually drove her there after a warrant was issued for her arrest and was charged as an adult with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault in connection to the February 20th killings of her mom, Kristen, and her stepfather, James, who they call Jamie Brock. The couple were found shot to death in their Carrollton home after Patrick herself called 911, according to authorities. They immediately began investigating the deaths as a double homicide after not finding a gun at the scene. So that's one thing. They didn't find a gun. She didn't hear anything. Now, it's crazy because some of the family members have been making videos on the case for months. And if, like, Jamie's sister and her friend, her best friend, and they've said there's not a lot that they've released. They are keeping this so close to the vest, very tight-lipped. Now I think there's a little bit more that's been out, but the crazy thing is it seemed like they knew it was Sarah all along. So Jamie's sister's best friend, and we'll get to this probably in part 2, actually did videos for Sarah and answered questions and things like that said things that Sarah wanted to talk about. And a couple weeks later, right before her arrest, like the day before, on July 4th, she made a video because, remember, Sarah claims she didn't hear the gunshots. Friend makes a video and says, well, I hope because all she did was talk about this case. Like, her thing was getting attention and justice for this case. She says, well, whoever did this is probably your last 4th of July free, or I hope it is. I'm curious, though. I wonder if you'll be able to hear the fireworks. So she obviously thought it was her. In the months that followed, Patrick reportedly reached out to multiple influencers to bring attention to the case. Screenshots shared by a content creator reportedly show that a user named Sarah Grace contacted her in June, writing, "Search up the Brock case. They're my parents, and out of nowhere, a random Thursday night in February, someone came into the house with me and my 5-year-old sister and shot my parents brutally, leaving them for me and my little sister to wake up to. Allegedly, you left them for your little sister to wake up to." Let's come over here because they're talking more about the TikTok thing there. Or, yeah, we'll go to People. I think it was New York Post that had better pictures of the home and stuff, but we'll see that in some of the videos I want to show you. So, someone took that gun. Yeah, interesting, Allie. Her reactions have just been so flippin' strange. That poor baby, man. Hey, Justin. Hey, Seven. Hey, all you guys coming in. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry I didn't say hellos. I kind of wanted to just wait and get through the beginning for the replay viewers and us kind of chat along the way. But I appreciate you guys being here. And yeah, especially when it's a case that you don't know about, or you might not know that much about. And usually there's not many people who are interested in watching that, really. So, hey. Samantha Casnon, it's us. We told you we would join. J and R. Aw, thank you guys for being here. I'm so happy to see you. Those are my little family members. Those are my girls. Okay, so let's look at this. This is People, and they say Georgia girl, 17, accused of fatally shooting mom and stepdad, whose bodies were discovered by her 6-year-old sister. So here is her mugshot, Sarah Grace Patrick. Close out that ad. All right. So, a 17-year-old girl in Georgia has been arrested and charged on the suspicion that she murdered her mother and stepfather. On Tuesday, July 8th, Carroll County Sheriff's confirmed in a press conference that she voluntarily turned herself in. The couple's bodies were discovered in their bedroom on Tyus Road, according to the reporting by a local outlet in February. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, there was a door right by their bedroom. From what the friends and family have said, they believe that this person would have had to know the layout of the home to do this in the way that they did. Haley says she does look so young. Thank you, 7. Okay. Patrick was charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault. The press release cited mountains of physical and digital evidence and countless interviews as being what led to the charges. From the very moment the 911 call was received, a relentless investigation began, one that would span months, consume thousands of hours, and require the full weight of local and federal law enforcement partnerships, the press release says. So mountains of evidence, it just have to be, I'm curious what that is. She said that the sheriff's office had charged Patrick as an adult, noting they were still working to determine a motive. We don't know what goes through the mind of a child that wants to harm her parents. But here's the part where she says she noted it was possible others were involved with the case, and the press release stated that additional arrests are possible. Now, here's the home. Check on you guys in the chat. Okay. Additional arrest, it makes me think. Now, I know there's talk of a boyfriend, could be rumors, not really sure, but who else could it be? A friend, maybe? I don't know. Speaking to the press, she said it was hard to tell if other family members had been involved in the crime or its cover-up. However, she added they had been nothing but cooperative during the investigation. Patrick's father was with her, like I told you guys, when she turned herself in. Now, she's the one who called 911. Her 6-year-old sister discovered them. Halsey referred to the young child as, quote, the saddest victim, unquote, in the case. There she is again. She does look like a baby. I don't understand. Like, it's always like, how did the people get to the point with all the cases we talk about? Can never understand like how you get to the point of taking someone's life, a family member, sometimes children, whatever we're talking about. But then to go like next level and try to create a TikTok following based off of that. I mean, I don't know. So I want to show you some videos. Here we go. They're talking about some of her videos, which have been taken down. She posted a series of videos mourning the deaths of her mother, asking for prayers for healing. That's a quote. She also says, quote, if you ask me about my mom and stepdad, I'd say I miss them so much. Overlaid over a picture of her family. Here she is. Looks a bit different than in the mugshot for sure. Hey, Brandy. Yeah, in the mugshot. Now, in some of these other pictures, not as much, I think. She says, but if you were to ask me on a deeper level, I'd tell you that I just want to go home. She also shared a video collage of her mom and stepfather on March 1st, writing, they don't know it, but a year from now, me and my 5-year-old sister would find them wrongfully shot dead in our home and won't get to watch me graduate high school, see me walk down the aisle, and couldn't even say goodbye. In another post, she wrote she felt so homesick and she missed them so much and described her life like a horror movie that never ends. She captioned the video of that post, should probably delete later. Now, her account has been removed from TikTok, and we know about this allegedly, reportedly, and actually a couple other people that she had making videos for her, asking her to put certain details out and things like that. Now, I can't wait to go down the rabbit hole of the family friend who's been making videos. That's going to be our part 2. Because tonight, I want to start with this video from Law and Crime. I don't want to watch it all with you guys, but I really want to go through the first couple minutes. And then I want to transition into Scott from the behavior panel has done a body language breakdown. So we're going to go to that after. So let's start here. Let me make it bigger and put the closed captioning on. And of course, we'll pause along the way for commentary. But this was really interesting. And this is one of they've put out a lot of videos, but this is one of their most recent that I think kind of gathers everything they've got so far and talks about it all, and especially a lot in these first couple minutes. So here we go.
Today I have new information in the case of Sarah Grace Patrick, the teen who allegedly shot and killed her mom and stepdad in the middle of the night, then posted about the case for months on social media, even urging TikTok content creators to cover it. She also gave a speech at the funeral.
I just wanted to say goodbye to my mom and Jamie since we never got the chance to.
That is a speech that raised red flags for certain members of the family.
Being front row at that funeral, she never shed a tear.
I spoke.
Now, someone from law enforcement said that at the end of her speech, and we're going to see that in a minute, she says sorry, and they took that as a red flag.
Spoke with the family of Sarah Grace's stepdad, James Brock, what his niece wants you to know about Sarah Grace Patrick.
She's not the Sarah that you guys know. You don't see.
There she is crying on TikTok. What do you mean I can't call my mom? Look. These are the posts, and maybe some of that was genuine. I don't know. I don't know.
The real Sarah.
And for the first time, we are hearing from Sarah Grace's biological dad, the man who drove his daughter to turn herself in on 2 counts of murder. We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Let me look that up, Scott.
I just did an interview with James Brock's niece. She lost her uncle to murder, and she has a lot to say about the girl who is accused of causing it. I'll have that full interview in just a moment, but we also have some new information on this case that I want to get you. Sarah Grace's biological father is going public with his thoughts since his daughter's arrest. Before I get to that, I want to get you caught up on this case. There has been a lot of developments in just the past week. This is Sarah Grace Patrick. She is 17 years old, the suspect in this case. Back on February 20th of this year, her mom.
There's Kristen and Jamie.
Mom and stepdad were found shot dead
House
in their bed inside
further away angle,
Carrollton, Georgia. And these are the victims. James, who many called Jamie, and Kristen Brock. Not only was Sarah in the house the night of the murders, but also the couple's 5-year-old daughter, who law enforcement say found her parents shot dead. In the weeks and months after the murders, Sarah Grace was very public with her feelings on social media. She posted regularly on TikTok, mourning the loss of James and Kristen. And she also spoke.
I just cannot understand that level of selfishness. Number one, I want my mom to be with me forever, right? Seriously, forever. Number two, I can't imagine using something that bad that happened to her to, especially if you're the cause of it, to grow a following, to make content, trying to grow. Come on. That's what she was obviously doing. And that to me is so twisted.
At their funeral.
Never take a hug or anyone or anything for granted, and love with all that you have in you like they did. And lastly, my take on not taking people for granted. I want to thank my family, also known as my cat family, my grandparents, my siblings, Julie, Johnny, Jaden, Jojo, Trent, Tristan, Ashley, and Jesse for helping me get through my worst nightmare.
What? Like, naming all those people? Listen to that. Okay, maybe like
grandparents,
need to
my siblings, Julie, Johnny, Jaden, Jojo, Trent, Tristan, Ashley, and Jesse for helping me get through my worst nightmare. And last but not least, I want to thank Tasha, Bree, Nate, Lane, Kimberly Hayes, Kim Bowling, Katie, and most of all, my father, Angie, and Ben for making such a big difference. Jamie and Mama would have thanked y'all too.
I agree, Kim.
I love you guys, and so do they. I'm sorry.
You heard her give a list of people
I'm
at
sorry.
the end that she was thanking for their support. And you also heard her say, quote, sorry at the end of the speech.
Sorry,
We spoke to the
what?
spokesperson for the Carroll County Sheriff's Office who told us to her that was a red flag. It also was a red flag.
That's pretty interesting, right? Like, I don't even know if I would have picked that out. I had heard that before. I had seen this Law and Crime video and I didn't think that. But yes, this for the Oscars, the award ceremony, graduation speech. Like, come on. And then the sorry at the end. Sorry. Why are you sorry? Like,
For certain members of James Brock's family, and you'll hear about that momentarily. It was just about a week ago that law enforcement announced they had made an arrest in Jamie and Kristen's murders after roughly 5 months of investigating, and the name of the person they say did it, Sarah Grace Patrick.
Today, we can confirm that an arrest has been made in the case. Kristen Brock's 17-year-old daughter, Sarah Grace Patrick, has been taken into custody and charged with 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of aggravated assault.
Law enforcement said that Sarah Grace's biological father drove her to the sheriff's office after she was told that she had warrants out for her arrest. Her dad is now going public with his thoughts on his daughter being accused in this double murder. He put up this lengthy post on Facebook that says,
now let's look at this and I'm going to show you what her grandpa said. I forgot to pull that up, but I have it right here. Okay. I just want to go on the record and say, I know everybody is talking. Many people were talking about things that they don't even know. They're just talking and writing about stuff that is completely false. Taking pictures of me leaving church to go visit my daughter. Now that's not cool. He says, if you have time to follow me around, walk up to me, talk to me, I will talk to you. My daughter is 100% innocent. If you want to talk to anybody about me and my daughter's relationship, come straight to me. I'm not hiding. I'm going to work and doing all the things that I have to do to support my son. Nobody knows my pain, but I choose to deal with it the way that I have to. I don't want all of the attention like everybody else. February 21st, I had to come home and tell my son that his mother and stepfather were dead. It was the hardest thing I ever had to do until I had to take my daughter to the sheriff's office. I did not turn her in. She voluntarily went there because of the warrants. She has nothing to hide. I'm not the type of person that gets on social media. I don't even pay attention to most of it. The only social media I have is Facebook, and it's been ruined by this entire situation. People are quick to judge when they don't even have any info. I have as much info as everybody else, so where are you getting your info from? If it's the media, then you should all know how the media portrays everything. It's not about the truth. It's about viewership. They will say anything. Some of the stuff that I've seen and some of the media outlets have reported good stuff. A lot of them have reported bad stuff without any facts, just assumptions, and talking to people that don't know nothing. My heart goes out to the Brock family and Kristen's. I will speak when it's time. Right now, I'm trying to focus on my daughter, my children, not what everybody else is focusing on. Believe me, I'm living it. I don't have to see it. To everybody out there that has kids, to everybody out there that's paying attention, God bless each and every one of you. I hope you never go through an experience like this. As Pastor Ben said this Sunday, I'm ready. Bring it on, Goliath. Look, I can't fault him for believing his daughter is innocent. You know, look at Stern's mom. With all the evidence we know about in that case, she still thinks like they don't have the full story, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Maybe they don't, but I think until the trial or until a deal is made and people get more information about the evidence against her, like they said, both physical and digital. I am sure phone records, her like, I don't know, a mountain of evidence. I have a feeling a lot is going to come out, a lot more. We don't even know exactly how many gunshots. Like, the sisters Jamie's sister's friend on TikTok had mentioned there were multiple, and she only knows that because they went to the house and saw them in the walls, the holes. Now, the other aunt, his other sister, who's on here on this interview, I'm not going to play it though. The link's in the description if you guys want to watch. She says at least 4. I mean, there is no information. They are keeping it that way. That's just the way it is. Who would want to believe their child could perpetuate a crime like that, right, G14? It's understandable. They would not arrest her if they did not have probable cause. Yep. That's how I feel. And, you know, I'm trusting the process. I'm waiting to see. But also, as much as I'm going to wait for the trial to, like, see the evidence, I do believe that in most cases, like not every case, we know that, but in most cases, when there is an arrest made, and especially when they're claiming they have all this evidence, you know, I'm going to go with they've got the right person. Not saying in every case. I know there's corruption. Hell, look at the Karen Reed stuff that just happened. But in most cases, I believe they have a damn good reason to arrest if they're going to arrest. And they waited a long time. Okay. So now let's go. We're going to watch the body language breakdown in a minute. But first, and then I'm going to let you guys go in on part 2. Well, we're going to talk about what Scott had mentioned, something from today. But then on part 2, we're going to go down the TikTok rabbit hole of this. And it's a lot. I have a ton of videos saved for us to look at. Mainly from the sister and her friend who have like taken it upon themselves to do this series talking about the case before Sarah was ever arrested. Oh, neat. Thank you for being a member for 24 months. Happy 2 years and getting to hang out with me. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Pointer Lover. Thank you for being a member 41 months. That is so cool. And yeah, I'm super blessed. Thank you so much just to have you in my life. I appreciate you. Appreciate you, Neat. Adrian, I appreciate you. Hey, Queen of my crew. All the mods in here. Those are just the 3 names that I see at the bottom, which is why I named them. But I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for everything. Oh, yeah, Queen of my crew. Tess was talking about Shark Week. Okay, so, let's go over here. Actually, we'll see what her grandfather says. Let's take a break. I just read that long post. Now we're going to go over to Scott Rouse. He was on Banfield to talk about this. Let's watch.
Ashley Banfield show on News Nation. We talked about Sarah Grace Patrick. Now, she's the girl that killed her parents. She's a TikTok influencer. We took a look at her body language at the eulogy she gave at their funeral and her body language when she would put out videos on TikTok. And we compared them. And we talked about the things that were missing, the things that should be there from a body language and behavior perspective. Now, some things emotionally will make you do specific things, from your facial expressions to the way your body reacts, to how heavily you breathe, to the kind of tears you make. So let's take a look at this and see what's missing. Also, 2 more things. We ran out of time on this spot, so I didn't get to tell you all about the facial expressions we were looking at, the things to look for when someone is grieving. So I added that to the end.
Hey, Gidget. Also, we're not going to watch all of this, just the first couple minutes. And again, it's linked in the description. He says, remember, she's posting these pictures. It says, "This can't be real. On the way to my parents' funeral," her crying in the car. He says, "No grief muscle. Lower eyelid should be pushed upward. Orbicularis oculi should be engaged but isn't. Sides of mouth should be turned downward. Chin boss not engaged. The wrinkling is a conscious engagement." Okay, here we go.
And number 1, you're going to see why I'm wearing this hat, because it's
there you
bad.
go.
I need a haircut and I haven't had one yet. Oof.
When her mother and her stepfather were shot to death in their own bed back in February, Sarah Grace Patrick, then a 16-year-old girl in Georgia, could have turned inward, processing the shock and the grief in private. But that was not Sarah Grace's way. Within days, she was sharing her grief on the internet with mascara streak videos like this one. And she also took a selfie on the way to mom and dad's funeral. That right there. She was also reaching out to strangers, true crime influencers to be exact, and asking for their help in solving her parents' murders. She predicted her parents.
We're going to skip here a little.
This isn't easy, and I don't know how bad an age it can be all the time. I'm really happy I get to do this. Bear with me because I stutter a lot. I just wanted to say goodbye to my mama and Jamie since we never got the chance to. I was so used to you guys.
All right, let's skip to here for a second.
Her parents' murder for all the world to see. For that, I turn to our friend Scott Rouse, who has trained alongside the FBI, Secret Service, and the U.S. military intelligence folks in behavior and body language. He co-hosts a podcast called The Behavior Panel. Scott Rouse, good to have you on again. Just take me to that little piece that we just watched, the dramatic, devastated teenage girl that the rest of us see as a kid crying on a stage. I have a feeling you see something different.
Yeah,
I was just thinking, like, if I saw these pictures, posts, and videos before knowing that she's been arrested for their murder, how would I feel seeing that versus knowing? Like,
really different. This is similar to, but a little bit different from the J.P. Miller situation we looked at a while back, where we're seeing things that she thinks we want to see. She's acting the way she thinks she should act. This is not the way someone who is grieving like that acts in a normal situation like this. So we're not seeing what we should see from an emotional perspective. However, she's in nirvana for this personality type. She's on stage. Just look at me. Look, I'm feeling, grief, and you're feeling sorry for me. It's all performative, but this is nirvana for her and that personality type.
So what should we be seeing? I mean, I kind of assume we should be seeing
meaning what? She's like totally comfortable and at peace and happy to have all the attention in the spotlight, I guess.
Kid who can barely get the words out and she's crying. But what should we be seeing that we're not seeing in this clip?
True, K-Bray.
We're not seeing upheavals of emotion. We're not seeing those gasps of breath like when a little child is crying and they take those really quick deep breaths. That happens to adults too, except we control it in a different way. She never touches her face. She doesn't wipe any tears because there aren't any there. She's taking little short breaths as she goes along. We hear these tiny little sniffs, but nothing to get the nose stuff back up in the nose. Nothing.
And according to people at the funeral, other family members, there were no tears. But I don't know. She's in heaven in this. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Like, she's loving the attention. She's happy, at peace with this. Or nirvana. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense to me the way you said it, Bendy. Thank you. K-Braze, I wanted to read your comments because this is really true. And I thought about this too. K-Braze said people can still be sad and cry after they commit murder. Which was any of that real with her? I don't know. I'm really curious to see if someone else is going to be arrested too.
Like that, her tone stays strong. She's burning right through this. She's talking fairly quickly. Now you'd think, well, she's trying to get through it.
Hey,
no, she's almost bored with this because she's getting to the part again where it's going to be talking about her. That's what she's getting to. So there are no pauses to gather herself or anything.
Okay, well, I want to play this next clip. She's thanking her friends and her family, but there's something specific that I think you identify that the rest of us won't notice. Let me play the clip and ask you about it on the other side. Take a peek.
Okay.
And lastly, I'm not taking people for granted. I want to thank my family, also known as my Cata fam. It's my grandparents, my siblings, Kaylee, Donnie, Jaden, Jojo, Tristan, Ashley, and Jesse for helping me get through my worst nightmares. And last but not least, I want to thank Sasha, Bree.
Okay, sounds normal to me. I want to mention all the people I love and thank them for being nice to me. But what do you see?
Not to me.
This sounds to me like it's been put together by AI, by ChatGPT or something. She's run through that for the outline of it. because she starts with "and lastly." I don't know anybody that age, and I know a lot of people that age from what I do for a living, and they don't talk like
we
that.
learn in school though to use like certain words like that in our next paragraph or whatever. You know what I mean? I did writing essays and stuff, but
They don't start. And lastly, this sounds like it's been set up
it's a reach
from
spot.
a chat GPT from AI. The terms she uses in there are not the terms that a person this age would use. Everything is fast again. And it's almost monotone. So she's read this a bunch. She's really rehearsed this a lot. And this lacks that up and down emotion that should be happening in there. These emotional interjections that should happen. The tone, speed, and volume should all change. There's no sound, in other words, of sincerity. There are no emotional upheavals as you realize the horror of what's happened, but you try to keep talking. None of that. None of that.
Well, what do you know about these teen kids these days are doing so much on social media? Boy, do I sound old saying that. But this picture of her with the mascara streaming down her face. No girl wants to be seen with the mascara streaming down her face. But there was this picture. I think she put it on her TikTok. Yep, it was on her TikTok. The video of her
J. Rose
with the mascara. This was all within the weeks and the months after her parents died. What do you make of that?
But keep in mind, she's looking at herself, number two. But number one, she's in her wheelhouse. Like you're doing what you do the best and you absolutely love it. And you're on almost every time you're on, or every time you're on that I've ever seen. Same here. She's in her wheelhouse. She's doing what she loves. She's doing what she's good at. She's good at this. So she's peaking here when it comes to the nirvana state for the narcissist. That's what's happening.
It actually does kind of look like that. Her facial expressions in between the cries, like when she was just kind of, I don't know. I definitely could see that. Okay, so if you want to watch the rest of that, it's linked in the description. I never, ever want to play a full video. I like for us to give commentary over things like this, me, or if I'm up here with Bendy or whatever, but also, I want you guys to go watch and be able to watch, so it's in the description if you want to see more. Now, let's go look at this article from Fox 5 Atlanta. So, somewhat local news, and that was also who one of our other articles was through. Carroll County teen accused of killing family. Grandfather believes she's innocent. And remember, I told you guys, it's mom's dad. So, let's take a look at this. Dennis Nolan said he doesn't think his granddaughter killed her family. Quote, I lost my daughter. That was hard. And now the thought of losing my granddaughter, that's just 10 times harder, Nolan said. Nolan said the Carroll County Police Department doesn't have enough evidence to prove she did it. It's all speculative stuff. Nothing puts the gun in her hand. They don't have the gun, he said. Now let's take a pause to remember he doesn't know what they have. They're not showing. They said they have a mountain of digital and physical evidence. They also said there was a possibility of other arrests coming. So maybe she didn't actually do the shooting. But, as a grandparent, I can understand like trusting and believing in your loved one and not being able to even wrap your mind around the thought that they're capable of this. But, okay. So he goes on to say, all speculative stuff again. Police said Patrick's digital footprint is what led to her arrest, but wouldn't give specifics. They're not telling. A neighbor also told Fox 5 News that Patrick wanted to live with her dad. Her dad gave her more freedom, Nolan said. The grandpa said. She was better off with Kristen and James. Unless something changed, you are innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to stand behind her, he said. He said he has spoken with his granddaughter at least twice while she was in jail, and she seemed very upset. I know that she's complained about some of the conditions. Look, you can't fault him. And honestly, my heart breaks for when he does get the evidence. Whatever evidence they have, according to them at the mountain, that's sad, man. That is really sad. the first call was very desperate. You know, what are they doing to me? Why are they doing this to me? I didn't do anything, he said. They talk about how they got a lot of footage from neighbors and stuff, which that's going to be interesting to see. The couple were well known and loved in the community, especially at Catalyst Church, where members remembered them as kind, generous, and deeply caring. Carroll County Sheriff's Office Sergeant Kim Hope also said the investigation is still open. There's a possibility of more arrests. A motion for bond has been filed by Sarah, but no court date has been set, and she is in jail awaiting that hearing. So let's watch this video because I'm betting we're going to get more of the interview. Usually when you have like it seemed like the quotes, there was more to those quotes. So let's see.
Fox 5 News at 4, 5, and 6.
Proving local news matters every day and tracking the weather that affects your life.
Okay. While the ad's playing. You know what? I agree and disagree about like analyzing the funeral stuff.
It's granddaughter who's accused of murdering her own mother. And
it's not that, you know, I know that there are innocent people arrested for stuff like this, but I don't know. I don't know. Let's watch this.
Stepfather in Carroll County. Fox 5's Kevin Stewart sat down with him today with more, and
I just don't think that's the case here. Remember, we're going to go down this journey of TikTok videos from Jamie's sister and her best friend from before Sarah was arrested and after, and some of them that were orchestrated with Sarah. She asked for certain things to be put out. So, okay. But I want to get through this video so we can talk about this Melina Frattle and Amber Alert Scott mentioned.
Kevin from the Carroll County Jail with that interview.
Yeah, Sarah Grace Patrick remains here in custody, being held without bond, but her grandfather is hopeful that she'll get bond and get out of here soon.
Lost my daughter. That was hard. And now the thought of losing my granddaughter, you know, makes it 10 times harder.
Few sit in Dennis Nolan's seat. No one would want to. He misses his only daughter, Kristen Brock.
Oh God, that's
but
sad.
He stands steadfast in his support of his 17-year-old granddaughter, Sarah Grace Patrick.
Although there's nothing we can do to bring them back.
He does not believe she shot and killed her mom and stepfather James.
Why was the funeral even like streamed or filmed? I don't know.
It's all speculative stuff that they have. It's nothing puts the gun in her hand, or they don't have the gun.
Last week, Carroll County investigators didn't discuss evidence in detail, but made a point to note the teen's digital footprint helped secure the murder charge. We've reported a neighbor claims Nolan's daughter told her Patrick struggled with her mother and stepfather and wanted to live with her biological father instead of them.
Her dad gave her more freedom.
But Nolan says he's not aware of any problems in the house.
She was happy there, though. I mean, they were all here at Thanksgiving. She was better off with Kristen and James.
The grandfather says he's talked with his grandchild twice behind bars. In addition to not liking the food, she maintains her innocence.
The first call was very desperate, you know, get me out of here, you know. What are they doing to me? I mean, why? Why are they doing this to me? I didn't do anything. Unless something's changed, she's innocent until proven guilty. And I'm going to stand behind her.
I can understand that.
Court records,
Look, though, I'm telling you what, I don't even want a funeral. And if I had one, it better not be live streamed. I'd be pissed. I will hunt whoever throws that damn thing, though. I'm just saying. I've planned to be around for a long time, but I'm just saying that the thought of that, I don't know. Not for me. Okay. But also, you know, if that's what other people want, whatever, I don't care. No judgment. It is what it is. But all right. So that's the end of what we're going to talk about with Sarah Grace Patrick. I just wanted to do like an introduction and kind of go through all of this with you guys. Now, before we go, though, Scott had mentioned this, and I didn't actually hear about this. So apparently there was an Amber Alert today for a 9-year-old, Melina Fradlin. It says missing girl, Nat 9. She's now been found deceased, found dead in New York after Amber Alert. Police say no indication of abduction following dad's report. New York State Police said they found inconsistencies in the father's account of the events before he called police to report his daughter, Melina, missing. So she was believed to be abducted from Lake George yesterday. Police said there's no indication she actually was abducted. They believed she was in imminent danger. They've now said there were inconsistencies in her father's account of events. On Sunday, they issued the Amber Alert. So today, her 45-year-old father called last night, 9:58 p.m. So they identified inconsistencies in his account of events and the timeline he provided. Due to jurisdictional considerations, the sheriff's office has turned it over to the state police. At this time, there is no indication that an abduction occurred, and there is no threat to the public. Wow, that is sad. The father and the daughter are Canadian residents. And I wonder what the circumstances were. So when the Amber Alert went out, it said she was taken under circumstances that led police to believe they're in imminent danger of serious bodily harm and or death. There was a suspect that was unknown, described as Indian descent, brown hair, brown eyes, a woman, 100 pounds. And apparently, I guess Dad said that he saw her on the highway driving westbound is when she was last seen. That is so sad. Wait, this is Warren County. My friend's best man is a deputy. Interesting. Well, you'll have to tell us if you hear anything else, and I'll try to keep an eye out for that. That's a good point, Sprinkled Donut. If people can't be there, if they're sick or they live far away, it could work for that. Hey, no judgment, whatever. Like, death is such a hard thing to deal with. However you have to deal with it, whatever you have to do to get through it, like, do it. You know, that's the way I feel. I don't know. It's one of the hardest things I've ever been through in my life, losing the people I love, you know? So we were talking during the Bachelor weekend, we were talking about how he hasn't been on a murder yet due to oh wow, because they rarely happen. That makes sense, you guys. Bullshit. Told my daughter once I was going to donate my body to the Tennessee Body Farm, and she went straight out, got in her car, and left. She said, "Peace out, Mom. I'm done. We're not talking about this." All right, you guys. So I'm going to let you go. This is the second live I've done today, and I plan on doing a lot more lives now that all my family visitors are gone and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm just thankful that you guys came to listen and learn about this case. And yeah, I appreciate it for real. I always appreciate you being here. And I've said before a million times, actually, that I appreciate it even more when it's like a case that you don't know about, or, you know, because it's important to talk about the cases that don't get the attention like some of these ones do. Like, of course, Stephen Stearns is pleading guilty. I want to talk about that. Koberger's deal. I want to talk about that stuff, but I also really feel very passionate about talking about cases that aren't really being talked about. So thanks, Amy. More lip smacking, please. Oh, thank you, Coffee. Oh, yes, I'm okay. I just had a thought when I was talking about death. You know, I don't know. Has to be murder. Why else would Dad lie about a white van? I agree, Scott. And apparently, it seems to me, but just by this one article, police are onto his lies. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys for being here. I hope you have a great night. I will see you tomorrow. I know that we have more calls, and I'm not sure. I know we'll be doing something in the next couple of days. I'll be working on mine. Jen's working on hers. But we also have these hearings, Stephen Stearns and some other things to talk about. So I'll definitely see you tomorrow. Don't know for what yet, but I will see you tomorrow. Oh, I love you back, cutie pie. And your lip smacking comments always just warm my heart. Seriously, they're funny, and I just love you guys. I appreciate you guys. Please be patient with me. Hey, it's all good. No rush, Bendy. We'll get there when we get there. We have a lot. I'll start working on mine though, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm really anxious. Actually, we'll probably talk about this hearing after it happens and stuff, and maybe I'll probably wait a couple hours, wait for some news to come out, and for anything that might get filed to be filed, and then we will talk tomorrow night. But all right, guys, thank you for being here. I will talk to you tomorrow. Have a great night. And yeah, I'm just gonna hit in, because if not, I might loop again and say goodbye again, just a little bit differently for like the time. So I'm out. Bye.